yet, but when my lungs are shut down like this and I feel like all my breath is taken away from me, it's either some kind of cystic fibrosis or emphysema. Who recognizes that? That is so strong. Huh? Did it shut down the lungs? Perfect. And this is your son? Because he's saying, it's me. This is the child I was feeling. Okay, good. I just don't recognize it. It just feels like some kind of emphysema or cystic fibrosis to me, because I feel like I need new lungs and I feel like all my breath is taken away. Do you understand it? And this is some of the things that he went through, and I'm being told this was a struggle for a long time. Do you understand it? Did he have this ever since he was a child? Because he keeps saying, okay, that's why I feel. I feel like he had it ever since he was a child. So he was diagnosed then? Okay, perfect. I just feel like he keeps making me feel he's young when he got it. And it's probably just his way of making me feel he was a young man as well, okay? When they say young to me in spirit, it means under 40. Do you understand that? Meaning past under 40, and I still feel like he's young when he gets it. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna have to take my time with him, because there's a lot of pressure put on my lungs, and I feel like my lungs aren't actually functioning the way they should, and I feel like my breath is being taken away. Do you understand? So it's just his way of making me feel what he went through, and then I feel like the body is starting to wear down as well. Do you understand it? Was there should he have gotten other lungs? I'm just asking, because I feel like the lungs aren't fully functioning the way they should. But he's not making me feel any kind of transplant, but sometimes they can make me feel that's the next option, and he's not making me feel it. I just feel like I'm having trouble breathing a lot, so I have to ask, because he's not giving me the picture of the lungs, but I feel like he was hoping for further treatment, and then I feel like the body starts to shut down. Do you understand it? Okay, good. Because that can be anything. It can be medication, it can be a cure, it can be a lung transplant. There's a lot of things that can go into. Does that make sense to you? Okay, good. Is your brother? Okay, good. So I feel like I want to come and sit beside you and talk to everybody, okay? So this is the one child passing I was feeling. Now there might be another child stepping in a little bit, but we'll see. What he had, is it rare? He keeps saying to me it was really, really, really rare. Do you understand it? It was really rare. I suffered for years. Perfect. That's why I kept feeling like I wanted to go back to a younger age. And he makes me feel like your loss of him has not been that long. Do you understand it? That's how I know it's more of a recent passing. Okay. Does the family line stop here? Because I feel like I want to look at everybody here, but I feel like it mostly goes to the three of you. Right? Okay, because I feel like it stops here. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect, because I feel like it stops here. Did you know him as well? Okay, because I get known, and then I feel like the family line stops here, even though the message is to everybody. It's him making me feel the two siblings, and then parents. Do you understand it? Okay, so we're just going to go back and forth. It just means there's a separation in the family. Does that make sense to you? Perfect. That's why he's making me feel it. Wonderful. Is she younger than him? He keeps saying to me, the youngest, the youngest, the youngest. Was he the youngest? Perfect, good. Because he keeps saying to me, the youngest, the youngest, the youngest, and then I feel like I want to talk to her, and then I want to talk to her. Even though it's for all of you, there might be some kind of guidance and messages that are separate for the two of them, so I'm just going to take my time, but I just keep hearing him say the youngest. He's standing just over my shoulder, and I'm just getting his words, and I have to take my time with him, because every time I connect to him, he's taking my breath away. And it's because he had to make me feel what the passing happened. Do you understand it? Good. And what's with the angel wings and the remembrance? Because he keeps showing me the angel wings. Who's the one that feels like he's the guardian angel for them? Because my guide said it's about guardianship. Do you feel like he's your angel, honey? Okay, because they're saying to me it's the way she feels. Perfect. That just means that's why I felt like I wanted to talk to her first, okay? Are you excited about talking to him? Because he just said to me, she's so happy to talk to me. Do you understand it? Perfect. And I can feel the angel wings, so you actually look at him like he's your angel in heaven. Perfect. It's just his way of making me feel the personal attachment and what she's felt all along, and then that's the way that she views him from the other side. Do you understand it? Good. Have you felt him around you? Because he's saying to me, I know she feels me every once in a while, but I can't always be there the way I'd like to be. Do you understand? Wonderful. He makes me feel very protective of her. Not only is he showing me angel wings and guardianship, but he makes me feel not only because she's his sister, but also that he is a very strong force and stronghold and watching over her as far as her health as well. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. And that's why he was making me feel the rareness of this disease and shutting down my breathing and making me feel the complications. Because then he makes me feel like I want to talk about her health as well. Do you understand it? Is there on again, off again treatment with her as well? Because I feel like it's years, ongoing. Do you understand? Okay, perfect. Because all he keeps saying to me is, she needs to know how much I love her. She was such an inspiration to me, and it was wonderful because no one else could ever understand what I went through, and it was nice to have conversations with her because she could understand me like nobody else. And she gave me the support I needed to get through everything. And she was like my angel when I was there, and now she needs to know that I'm hers here. Do you understand that, honey? Do you remember those conversations? It's okay. It's okay. You remember those conversations with him? Because what he keeps saying to me is that I love them all so much, and I know how much they all wish that I was sitting with them now, but they need to know that I'm standing just behind her. I do everything I can to leave signs and let each of you know how much I love each of you. But I had to start with her because she was my inspiration. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. That's all it is, okay? His sign to her is butterflies, because he's saying to me that he sends her butterflies. Did you know that? He's saying to me that that's his sign for her. That's his sign of hope to her. That he's trying to give her hope for everything that she goes through with her health, and that he was such an inspiration to her. So what happened with all these butterflies? Because I feel like they're swarming me. Perfect. It's just his personal sign to her, okay? He makes me feel equal love for everybody. She's just the one he's starting with. Do you understand it? And all he keeps saying to me is that I know what a daily struggle it is for her. She was such an inspiration to me. She needs to know that I'm her angel here, and I will send her those butterflies and let her know when I know that she really needs it. She will see them, and that's my sign of hope to her. Do you understand it? Wonderful. You were his big sister? Because he's saying to me, she was such a great big sister. She was such a great big sister. You're his sister as well? Because he's saying to me that I love them both. They both were. They both gave me wonderful support. It's just that he could have different conversations with her because of the health issues that she has and the health issues that he had. There was a little bit of understanding there. That's all it was. That's why he kept saying that he admired her so much and that she was an inspiration. But he makes me feel that your family had so much love for him and that everyone supported him and saw him through everything. And I feel like I'm in and out of the hospital. I'm in and out of doctor's appointments because I feel like like I keep walking through the ER. Do you understand it? Were you in the emergency room all the time? He said it was like it was a regular trip. Do you understand that? And I feel constant, and I feel like, oh, I'm seeing this hospital, and I can see emergency room running across the doors, and I feel like I want to go through the doors, and I feel like it's over and over and over and over again, because there's such strong breathing complications. And there were a couple of times where you guys thought you were going to lose him before you actually passed, because he's saying to me, I know they always had in their mind, and what I've seen since I passed is there were a couple of times they thought they were going to lose me sooner than they did. Do you understand it? You were with him when he passed? Is he saying to me, they need to know how much that meant to me? That it meant so much to me that they were there. How much I love all of them. Because that's what he's saying to me. It meant so much for me to be with them, and that they were all in that room with me. He makes me feel like his soul is being released, and he's making me feel your presence, okay? And then I feel like I want to come and stand just beside the bed. He stayed with you in spirit as you guys grieved him. Do you understand it? And I can feel the tears. Who's the one that went like this with his eyes? Who's the one that touched his eyes? Or kissed his eyes? Because I feel like I want to touch or kiss the eyes. Do you understand it? So he's making me feel it. He knows not only what happened just before the soul was released, but just after. Do you understand it? And what's with the plaque of the honoring? Because he's showing me the plaque. That usually means that there's some kind of plaque, or there's some kind of memorial garden, or somebody's planted something in his honor. Do you understand it? And that can be a tree, a rose bush. Do you understand? Perfect. So it's his way of validating that he knows about that as far as the honor as well. And who's the one that released the balloons or thought about releasing the balloons? Because he's holding the string and he said, let go of the balloon. You did that, honey? Perfect. So it's just his way of validating that's what you chose to do as well, and that he knows about the releasing of the balloons, and that you were sending well wishes to him. Do you understand that? I feel like I want to take a marker and write on it. You wrote on the balloon and released it? Because he's making me, he says to me, let her know I was standing there when she wrote the words on the balloon. And let her know I know what she said to me and how much she loved me and how much she missed me. He's making me feel the prayer and praying hands. It's his way of saying that he prays for all of you and he gives blessings to all of you as well, okay? He's saying to me, my family did everything they could for me, and sometimes they went above and beyond. But to them, it never felt like it was any kind of sacrifice. They would do it all over again just to have a day with me. Let them know that I share my days with them, and I'm there more than they even know. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. This is what I'm going to say to you, because I'm being told I have just a few minutes left with him. So I just want him to validate anything else he can. Anything you've done as far as in his honor, anything that you've thought about doing. You thought about doing something in his honor? Because he's saying to me I need to talk about her next. He stopped me. Okay. That's what it's about, because he kept making me feel like I want to touch my back. Oh, yeah. But it's going to happen. Perfect. Because not only is it about the celebration as far as any kind of honoring with this, he's making me feel like there's something that she's had on her mind as well, and then he kept doing this and touching my back. So it just means that he knows that this is in the process, and the funds are going to go to the charity. Because he keeps saying to me, all the money goes to the charity. Is this about this rare disease? Because he said it's about what I passed from. Do you understand it? Perfect. So not only is it his way of validating this, it's his way of validating the things that she did as far as the releasing of the balloons, the planting as well, and then the validation of what she's been thinking about in the process, because he kept doing this. Do you understand it? Wonderful. This is what I'm going to say to you. I know there's other small things that you've done along, and I know that there's more you're going to continue to do. But he keeps saying to me, they need to know how much that really means to me, the way they're going to honor me, the way they're going to keep my memory alive. and the way that they're going to be able to give back to all the other people that need this as much as I did. Tell them thank you so much for what they're doing for me in my memory and in my honor. Tell them how much I love them. Did you call him Zach? He said, call me Zach. So it's just his way of saying that you guys called him Zach. That's all it is, okay? And he keeps saying to me, tell them everything that they do and everything they celebrate, I'm going to be with them. That's all it is, okay? I'm asking him what else he wants to say because they're saying to me I just have a minute with him. He is so humble. And I feel like he fought and fought and fought and fought. And he makes me feel like he never wanted to give up. Do you understand it? It's just his way of making me feel how the battle happened, okay? Tell them I did everything I could to stay with them. I know it's hard for them and it was my time to go. But they need to know that I'm going to do anything I can to get their attention that I'm there. It just means he wants you to continue to watch for the signs, and it was his way of validating everything that's been done in his honor as well. Do you understand it? Perfect. And I'm so grateful that I had a chance to come over to you guys. And it's so hard for me when I do groups like this, especially when I first started them a year ago, because I would go home and be sad and cry for days that I didn't have a chance to actually pass messages for everybody. But he makes me feel like it's very healing for her, and he keeps saying to me they needed to know everything I knew and everything I know and everything they did and everything they continue to do. I'm always going to be there, and I'm going to know what's happening. And I need to say thank you for the things that have been done, and thank you for the things to come, and the things that I know that you're still planning as well. That's how I know there's other things on your mind as well. Do you understand it? He said, I love all of you. Yeah, he's going to go in just a minute, okay? So much more I know I could have gotten out of him, but he did such a fantastic job. He did a really, really great job, and it was just constant. And I feel like there were so many other pictures and so many other things he wanted to give and say to me. But when I got him, I was being told his energy was already low, and I was only going to have him for a few minutes. So I'm glad that he did such a fantastic job. He keeps saying to me, watch for me in any way you can. I'll be showing myself to you in any way I possibly can. I love all of you. He said to me, thank you for your time. That's what he just said to me. He did a great job. So much more I know that he wants to say to all of you. But for what he had a chance to say in just those few short minutes, he did a really great job. So just take the sign of the butterfly, honey, and know that he's with you. I know he's sending the rest of the family other signs as well. But I want you guys just to try to be a little more open for when you're feeling him, and just watch for the other signs that he's trying to give you, because I know you'll feel them and know them along the way. Perfect. Good. Yeah, he's pulling his energy out. There was a really strong grandmother figure behind him, but I felt she was like a great-grandmother. So it just means that it was a great-grandmother to him. So it just means if somebody's grandmother was with him, okay? Because they were the only two. There was a male just behind them as well, but I didn't feel what he actually was, because I just felt his presence as they started to step out, okay? Okay, there he goes. He's very humble, not only with his words, but he's just so full of life. Even though he had so many health issues and he had to make me feel the shutdown of the lungs, not only did he try to be so full of life when he was here, but he has all of that completely gone on the other side, and it's completely taken away. And I just feel he's just so full of life and very happy. And he just makes me feel like he felt like it was a great blessing to have a chance to talk to all of you, which is fantastic. Good. Okay. My guide's saying to me we might have time for one or two more people, so I'm going to see if